down to the simplest possible nitty-gritty.
Atlas Nemesis Showdown is brought to you by the Goats Revived Overwatch Pugs Discord server, home of weekly Goats pickup games, events, giveaways, and more. Atlas Nemesis Showdown desk mats are now on sale for $20 at GhostRevivedShop.com. All proceeds go towards the next Atlas Ran Overwatch tournament, which is in June. Shout out to Wildcard for the tournament banner artwork. Atlas Nemesis Showdown is brought to you by the GhostRevivedShop.com, the official merchandise of the Goats Revived Overwatch Discord server. All store proceeds go back into funding community events such as the Atlas Nemesis Showdown. If you're in need of teammates, you can find your team on teams.gg. Meet players like you based on your skill level, preferred roles, and which heroes and game modes you'd like to play. Connect with like-minded players and find your new gaming buddies on teams.gg. Hello and howdy everyone, and welcome back. We are here with the Atlas Nemesis Showdown Grand Finals here. MaDetho versus Pistol Shrimps. We've got a hell of a match here today, and two teams show that we have seen running into each other quite a lot so far.
Yes, it is Grand Finals night. It all led to now. It's all or nothing. These teams have made a journey through the playoffs to get to this point, and we have seen both these teams not only just get through the group stage, but they were in the same group. These two teams have been there together since the very beginning in Group A. You can have a look at that. It was actually Pistol Shrimp did just a little bit better than MaDetho there. All the other groups, of course, were the rest of the teams that got into the playoffs, the top teams of those groups. But Group A, well, that I guess it's A for Atlas because they're here right now, Crumble, in the grand finals. The two of them, they've made it all the way and made it past all of the other groups that got in here. You'd see it was a hard-fought battle. In fact, I mean, MeDetho, pretty strong showing here, and so Pistol Shrimp only losing one map to the Pepega Pufferfish. So both these teams have pretty much ran through all opponents here in this bracket.
Yeah, if we're going by the numbers here, Joe, MeDetho do have a slight advantage. They have lost no maps so far, whereas Pistol Shrimp have given up a map to Pufferfish. Funny little coincidence there, some sea life action. But yeah, I mean, action is what we're gonna see, and will we see that sea life absolutely demolished? You know, fished out of the ocean and served on a wonderful plate with some, you know, nice delicacies of the ocean. We'll see if MeDetho just chomps down on them, really, or if the Shrimps raise their pistol, take out that sweet-looking Torbjorn in that image, as you can see right there. We'll see.
No, not Torbjorn.
You know, we've been seeing the meta shift quite a lot recently. In a lot of tournaments. I mean, hey, look, we're coming around that dry season of tournaments, you know, in the holiday season. Now we're seeing so many tournaments at the moment for Overwatch, particularly, and we're seeing
big ones like this.
Yeah, big ones like this, exactly. And we're seeing the meta shift really weirdly. You know, we're seeing two camps. We're seeing those people who are saying, okay, Bastion is weirdly very, very good, and we're going to run this Bastion May Brawl composition, which, whether you like it or hate it, it's here at the moment, and it's not going anywhere for now because it's really strong. And then you have Camp Ball, where all these people are playing the Wrecking Ball with, you know, either the Zen Brig backline or sometimes the Lucio Kiriko if you want a bit more maneuverability. And Sombra coming out quite a lot. So Sombra and Bastion, two picks there towards the beginning of Overwatch 2's lifespan, really not played whatsoever, you know, really out of meta picks, but now coming in as something that we see quite frequently.
Yeah, it is certainly a very expressive meta. You know, lots of teams get to really play the way that their style is. And both these teams, they certainly have style. I mean, MeDetho are kind of showing that they might be playing the Torbjorn. It's in the logo, right? You'd be kind of shocked if you didn't see it ever. And Pistol Shrimp, well, you know, they like to bring the sea life out. Poseidon skin on Ramatra, I could see that. But anyway, Lijiang Tower being the first map, the control map. It's the first to 4 grand finals here, folks. 4 is the number to get. It's going to be a big journey. Both these teams are hungry and ready for it. And yeah, Lijiang Tower is certainly a map that at each point kind of gives you something new. You can really express how you want to play, and we'll get a good idea of how these teams are going to bring it here into the grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we look at a match to be going into a first to 4, you know, when it's first to 3, you know, a very common score is normally 3-1. You know, maybe a team gets a map win in there at some point. But when it's first to 4, Joe, I mean, a team go 3 maps up, 3 map up. I feel like we're more at risk of a reverse sweep. You know, it's much easier to have a nice mental reset. You see someone get to 3 map wins, you're thinking, okay, we gotta focus up here. At 2 map wins, that doesn't really happen. That doesn't really strike into people's minds. I know that's just me, but you know, it does mean we're definitely going to be seeing a long series, and these two teams have showed us really, really good stuff in the bracket so far, with barely or if any map losses. So will we have a close match on our hands? I hope so. Coming in on Lijiang Gardens as our first map.
Both these teams know each other from the same group in the very beginning, all the way to the final end, the final chapter. It's all to play for tonight, and we get to finally see those amazing rosters. I do see some familiar faces. Captain Prash is someone I've casted a few times myself, and you may recognize Cora and Senna from Trailblazers. They were actually on opposing sides in Trailblazers, now on the same team. Both sides coming out with a brawl composition. Actually, no, sorry, immediately switching to the ball on MeDetho. So going to really hold down the point for the Pistol Shrimp, where MeDetho really needs to dislodge them.
And Power Drive comes through, and you can see there's multiple angles on this Lijiang Garden's attack, which is just so damn strong. Also, Poke coming into Pistol Shrimps already. Tracer coming on the back end, and there's Zor taken out. Beautiful synergy between Curse and Korra. The Ball and Tracer combination on the side of MaDetho going to be having to be forced to use that recall there. But again, nice blink melee in there. Mechanics clearly the prowess of this team, as we can see so far. And yeah, you can really see here, Gio, how these multiple angles, that pressure, it just crumbles, to say, the raw composition here.
Yeah, they played that very well. They didn't panic, and once Pistol Shrimp hunkered down with that composition, it was going to be an issue. But what MaDetho played really well there was having Korra just roll through constantly and do not let them set up. That's why Pistol Shrimp has kind of come back here on this Winston dive. You've got the Sombra here for the hacks. They're looking to set up multiple angles, but Senna.
Yeah, Senna finds a nice opening pick there. There is a trade, so with both Kiriko's down, we'll see which team comes out on top. We do have, Mercy heals are slightly more consistent than La Lucio, so we need to see a lot of burst engagement here from Pistol Shrimps. We do see a nice trade there, because landing the Pulse Bomb onto Monkey, Joya. But yeah, it looks like, the pressure that is being provided. I really want to pin Senna here on this Ashe, doing so much work.
Yes, Senna really set up in a nice position. You really need to get that Ashe contested. Otherwise, Senna's just going to pop off like we've seen before. Red does have the Pulse Bomb coming up soon. Could set up something, especially if the Sombra Scout.
Yeah, gets booped away, but the dive is good. Suzu there to, minimize the effect of that hack. But, DPS line for the side of MaDetho, time and time again, the pressure, and the dive's not really finding anything, Gio. It doesn't look like the target priority from the side of Pistol Shrimps is really too much to boast about, and still a clean ult bank here, nice pick there, but it's probably not going to be too much avail.
Well, that's the thing about the target priority, right? Senna did go down, and Senna is pretty much your most vulnerable target here. But the fact that Captain Prash is playing the Brigida, it turns that vulnerability into a possible strength, because once you dive in, you need to deal with the broad potential of that support.
Yeah, here comes the EMP there from Kirito on that Sombra, bit by bit, carving that way into the EMP. We didn't see much value, but the EMP did get charged up. Mine's now onto point here. Bob, nice boot there, actually, by Smack's not able to allow that Bob to get any value. And we do see a fight win coming out here for Pistol Shrimps. MaDetho kind of, they cut their losses here, Gio. They cut it back, and we'll see them re-engage here with some key ultimates.
Yeah, good use of the EMP from Pistol Shrimp. However, in this next fight, plenty of ultimates to play for MaDetho, like you said. Most importantly is that Kitsune rush from Alfie. That's going to really be the key win condition here if they utilize that ultimate. Smacky's on the other side with that beat. Really needs to get a good beat off to really deal with it.
Yeah, now Sombra is dealing with that ball fantastically. There's the beat and the rush from the side of Pistol Shrimps. They're using both these support ults here. They really, really want to win this fight. But even through the beat and the Kitsune rush, Smack gets fools, and so does Monkey there on the Winston. And you can already see that displacement just so damn effective. 99%, and it's a team wipe here, Gio. A touch might not even be available.
Certainly, indeed. But alas, that is the Pistol Shrimp only getting 42%. It's the answer to the universe, but not the answer to a win on control. MaDetho with a nice start, and really I think that plays into MaDetho's strength of that ball composition. Now, however, it might not be so true, because on this inside map of Control Center, a lot narrower chokes, a lot of corridors, it is going to play more into Pistol Shrimp, who are going to yet again come out with the TP on that rush. However, MaDetho, they know it. They feel it, they sense it. Captain Prash on the Mercy to boost Senna into the sky. That's going to be an issue that Pistol Shrimp need to deal with quickly, or they'll just take so much damage and just basically be an ult battery for that Pharah in getting the barrage.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like it here though, Gio. Pistol Shrimp, they don't have anything to combat it, but in an indoor map like this, they kind of are stuck to that outside mega area in spamming that down, and if Pistol Shrimp are able to, cut LOS on that, it's not going to be very effective. Bit of a poke stage here from both teams. We really want to see Pistol Shrimp engaging soon. Charge comes through. This composition here from Gio MaDetho, they're so split, it's very difficult to find a target here on the broad.
Yeah, that's the issue they ran into last time as well, because everyone's so mobile. Curse, however, has used that recall. Can't go in too deep, and you really want to force them onto the point, but Senna finds a pick.
Oh, make it 2. The damage boost on those rockets are terrifying. Make it 3 here. Senna on the Pharah, doing damage, getting the elims for it. Finds a 5k in this fight, 60% to the barrage. And a fantastic showing from a pick that I didn't even think was going to work here.
I mean, yeah, you still can't get lots of value. I mean, yes, it's inside map, but that's such a high ceiling inside, and you have that little podium that Sen is currently standing on that basically just allows you to reset your boosters and get a little bit of cover. That's why Pistol Shrimp have completely readjusted their composition. Kirito on the Echo is going to be better in the brawl, the duel with the Pharah, like you can see right now.
Yeah, the beam did a lot of damage, but the Mercy heal's already really good here from Captain Crash there on the Mercy, who's now getting focused down. They found their target, getting that Valk online as well. Mine's utilized to try to space out the high ground there from Pistol Shrimp, but the flip does actually come in here, Gio. Kirito now alone. Mercy has to come back, but the Mercy differential has been set. Make it 2 for the man. Captain Crash on the Mercy, utilizing the Valk to its absolute maximum potential there.
Captain Prash, more like Captain Pistol Whip. When the Mercy gets angry, do not get in their way. That's exactly what you want to see from your support lineup on a Grand Finals. 50% in control right now. MeDetho in a very good place. Monkey Enjoyer might not be on Monkey right now, but they do have the mines on the ball.
Yeah, they do. Bread also having that pulse bomb, and Senna finds nobody thinking, yet again, you've got to deal with this Pharah. I mean, is the Echo really enough to combat it? And with the Casino Rush online, they might honestly use it with Senna, but they're not really going to need it here, Gio. It's a 3v5 situation. We do see the mines coming out here from Monkey Enjoyer, but I mean, you got to deal with this Pharah, Gio. When do you have to look at yourself and say, guys, we need to kill this damn Pharah? Senna is cleaning up.
I mean, it's not without trying, right? Kirito is going in there with the pocket from Zor. It's just that Senna is just playing so well around him and getting that good pocket from Captain Prash. Because Kirito's going in so deep to deal with it, you just don't have anything else for the rest of the team. 90% now, final fight territory. This could be the first series, the first point in this series to MeDetho.
Yeah, Casino Rush coming out earlier from MeDetho. Smake is not quite online yet. And the copy onto the Mercy I do like here. It's going to allow, if support falls early, to have that sustain that they want. Kirito not able to get the Valve quite online. And the mines on point from Korra are making their space as Kirito does fool. We do see this Pulse Bomb as well available. But I mean, there's not really any ultimates available for Pistol Shrimp. They do have a Pulse Bomb, and actually Smackers has found 2 here. Turning around this fight, Gio, mid-sentence, coming off guard, but they don't manage to capitalize on it. Wait, no, they don't manage to capitalize on it. And MeDetho are going to get the win there. I was in a whirlwind of confusion there. Yeah. That's really unfortunate. I mean, we did see it turn around a little bit for Pistol Shrimp, but I guess a bit of miscommunication there. But hey, I mean, definitely deserve for MeDetho here. I mean, look at Senna here on the Pharah.
Yeah, Senna is just so good. The way she's finding value here on the Pharah is just making me wish that I was better at this video game. It's making me jealous. And, you know, Senna and Korra working so well together. Like I said, they were opponents in Trailblazers, but now working so well together. Great cohesion there between the sky and the ground. It's a perfect composition, and right now MeDetho are playing it to a T. Korra's got that water bending on lock because they've taken the shrimp out of the water. They're not comfortable on land, Crumble, and they're flopping about. They need to find something that works against the strength of MeDetho and really either find a good way to mirror the ball, which is probably the hardest thing to do because, as we've seen, very much their strength, or counteract it. You know, go for something like a Junker Queen Brawl or a Jotes to go into the back line and sort the Kriko out, because the Kriko, once uses that TP, does become a massive weakness in that composition. So it's certainly something to find as we head into Hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could have sticked out the Brawl there, if I'm being completely honest. I think they teased switching onto the Cassidy and sticking to it. I think that probably would have worked fine. I think a lot of the time, especially in these high stakes situations and grand finals, I don't think it's the right call to completely change what they've already been warming up on in the previous round, as well as so far in that round as well, which is that Ryan brawl. I mean, they seem to have pretty good synergy with it. When they did win fights, they were good fight wins. They seem to be quite good at it, and that's what they defaulted to. So I'm a big fan of just the idea of, if it ain't, I mean, it might have been a little bit broken, but you can go into the shop and do some tweaks here and there with a spanner and some nails and a hammer, and kind of elevate what you do and what you know. So
Yes.
and get to a point where it is working and you don't need to fix it. So
yeah, I mean, you'll get the engineers out, get the compositional experts to open up that hood and see what's wrong with the engine, because right now it's a slow start. The acceleration ain't quite there, but in a long series like this, it ain't so much about the acceleration as about the speed. And it is going to be Hollywood that we're going to be going to, and lots of high ground here, lots of dive orientated compositions, and you can very much get value with the ball on Hollywood. And of course, it's all about the high ground control. You can play spam on a defense here, and very shortly we will see what these teams are going to come out with here. MeDetho on your right, Pistol Shrimp on your left, your grand finalists today. And MeDetho are actually coming out with the Junker Queen. Well, at least is what they're teasing right now. Pistol Shrimp. They're actually going to do the match. They're going to match this ball. Now with the Brick Zen backline, it's a very classic backline. Allows lots of spam with the Zen. Of course, the Discord Orb is so good in itself. And you turn that glass cannon into just a regular cannon by giving the Brigitte to the Zen for protection. Is going to really help, especially now that MeDetho have swapped off with that Junker Queen. Going back to the ball, it worked. It was their bread and butter, but can bread on the other side find some butter to squeeze their way through here and get some more value against this composition?
Well, I see one fatal flaw already, GM. Kirito is on the Echo, and look at Senna. On the Ash again, has the pocket as well, and Kirito doesn't really have a great amount of burst healing in the skies, so if Kirito is going to get caught out, it will be absolutely detrimental. Senna, she's shown us incredible things on the Ash so far, as well as the Pharah, so we see that do them justice in this match already. Kirito getting pressured out. Nice split positioning here though by Pistol Shrimp. They're not really allowing the engage as a slam comes out, and Senna, we were singing our praise, but gets taken out early in this fight. The pressure is still being applied there by Monkey Enjoyer. They cannot get that res off. Bread there as well. The synergy now on the favor of Pistol Shrimp as they find three, the Tracer and the Ball combo, forcing MeDetho into a fight reset.
I mean, yeah, once the coach gun's used, Senna becomes a very big target, and that's what you saw. It was forced out there by Kirito and then followed up on by Monkey Enjoyer and Bread. It's exactly what you want to be playing here. Force that resource out and then just follow up on it like that.
Yeah, there's that glass cannon, more like a glass mortar, as the absolute pressure that is being provided by Zor here is absolutely fantastic. Discording orbs and throwing out those orbs as much as possible. The backline is strong here, and Kirito is showing us a good survivability on the Echo, getting caught low though, and stealing the words out of my mouth. Senna, she's finding that consistency on that Ash. We can see the engage coming out here. Monkey Enjoy trying to keep his backline up, but there is Senna. And the Pulse one, we thought they were going to get the DPS. Problem was literally caught onto Smackes, and yet Senna still gets the final blows. Fantastic showing here from MeDetho, but not too shabby of a first point defense from Pistol Shrimp.
Yeah, Senna looking to her team and saying, you set them up, I'll take them down. It's exactly what this composition wants to be doing. Cora is just controlling the backline, controlling the flow of the fight with Curse as well. Oh, but that was a caster curse, you could say. Bread finds them, and that's going to be a nice regroup there for the defense. On second point, all about these high grounds, all about controlling it. Lots of ultimates ready for both teams. It's going to be down to these supports to really keep their teams alive in this next messy fight.
Yeah, I'm just loving the coordination between Pistol Shrimp's Ball and Tracer so far. It's just been fantastic. Backline secured. Mines do come out. They're trying to split them off. Both support ultimates used there at the exact same time. So in this upcoming fight, further into the mid fight, they're not going to have a lot of sustain. The copy did come out from Kirito, and there's mines from that copy, but that's a lot of pressure. And when you're trying to engage on a backline,
Whoa.
the damage boost from Captain Practice to do absolute work here. And we're going to have to see a reset here from Pistol Shrimp, but it looks like we might even see some stagger picks here, which is going to be detrimental.
Yeah, but unable to secure them. There will be a regroup here for the defense of Pistol Shrimp. Monkey Joy does have those mines, can split up the map and get something done with it. But look at the movement from Korra going through the wind so swiftly. And Korra's got to get the follow-up.
Make it 2 there, finding Zor as well.
Oof.
And we're going to be seeing, I mean, there's the pulse from coming out, finding Senna. It is a good pick, but the res is there. That's what you get with a Mercy. The mid-fight, the mid-fight potential, just keeping the team up with a res and with that great burst healing is just so fantastic. And we're seeing Monkey Joy still trying to apply some pressure, but the point is nearing the cap here on Hollywood, Gio. Second point, inevitable.
Yeah, it's just around the corner. You're losing Zor as well. The mines comes out to secure it. There's going to be a little bit of a touch and does force the Kitsune rush. This is good here, but the time bank on going into third is going to be a very significant one for the side of MeDetho. And you really want to start to find something. I don't think the Echo's working anymore. I'd like to see Kirito swap here, even though you've got 58%. If you have a sniping character, maybe not an Ashe, if you are a projectile player, you could even bring out a Hanzo, I would say. I think it's definitely viable. Cassidy, also very strong against the ball, even a Sombra. I just don't think the Echo is doing as much as you want.
Yeah, but that pulse bomb will curse. Raising the dead and smacking it across the face as Smackes will fall there, Kirito as well. And I mean, the follow-up, just the aggression from MeDetho is unrivaled here.
Wow.
The DPS lineup just showing us such clean mechanics. Curse hasn't even missed a pulse bomb so far in this map, I don't believe. And Senna has not missed a shot. Oh, okay, just did. Thank you for cursing me.
Well, with a Bob and a Mercy ult, they will be pushing forward right into quite a few ultimates. Transcendence is ready, but it's the rally that's going to come out first, crumble in this fight.
Yeah, sustain is good, but Captain Brash does not disappoint on the Mercy.
Right.
He's going to be finding Kirito. But that is an awful thing to happen there. Bread just get taken out by their pulse bomb, but the ultimate investment from Pistol Shrimp, they want to win this map, but will just the Mines be able to possibly secure this third point? As the rest does come onto off, Senna does fall in this fight, and with Korra also, she's falling pretty low there. So yeah, I mean, Pistol Shrimp, they invested a lot into that fight, but I mean, they are ticking down the time bank, 2 minutes on the clock here, so we'll see how MeDetho try retaliate.
I mean, that's a fight you need to invest to, right? With the point right there, it's either you win it or you lose, so you do need to bring out. And Senna finds Kirito so early in this fight. It's going to be such a quick regroup. The fight's immediately going to be back on.
They do have faster respawns, and with the Echo copy coming through in this next fight, it's going to be detrimental, but another two-man pulse bomb! You cannot stop them! Finding 3 curse on the Tracer. It's absolutely barbaric how much value these pulse bombs are getting. And, I mean, the copy does come out from Kirito, but that's all they have, Gio. And the Kitsune Rush, it just has so much better point control. And the Bob as well, just to seal the deal. Slam comes through, but Senna! Oh, my lord. What a Bob placement.
Wow.
Bob MVP.
Yeah. I mean, Senna at the end with a 4K. Talk about Atlas and carrying the heavens. Senna at the end carrying the team. But yeah, can Curse throw a pulse bomb that doesn't get a double kill? Is that even a possibility? No. Because I throw pulse bombs and it hits the ground and maybe damages someone. But Curse is finding almost half the team every time I've seen the pulse come out. It's incredibly consistent for such a skill shot. Curse is just absolutely dominating here on the Tracer. Such a stacked roster here for MeDetho, and 1:25, it's a decent time bank. It's not improbable, however, that the Pistol Shrimp on their attack are able to match that if they complete the map. It's not an incredibly large amount of time, 90 seconds just thereabout. And now we are going to be able to see what Pistol Shrimp can do with the ball comp. And I like the Echo more on attack, I do, I'm just starting to think, like, I don't know how much value you're getting against a pocketed Ashe, right? That is so much damage onto you, and you don't have a pocket. You have probably the pocket of the Zen. You probably have the orb on you, but that is nowhere as much healing as the Mercy. So, I don't know. I'd like to see some variability there on that DPS slot from Kirito.
Maybe it is a limited hero pool. Maybe it's just, a miscommunication of compositions. Either way, we're going to see how this Echo does pair against Senna on the Ashe here. Nicest placement so far coming out from Monkey Enjoyer on that ball. Definitely taking a lot of damage. I mean, the Afuda and the Mercy Beam definitely do provide a lot better burst healing as Crow's going into the back, pressuring out Kirito themselves. They said, Senna's not looking at the Echo right now, so I'm going to do it myself. Senna just staring down, but in the wrong place. There's Zor. Res comes out, but it's cancelled by Monkey. And all of a sudden, the Zen on the side of Pistol Shrimp, we saw them do craziness on that first point. That makes sense.
That will make sense, because I was thinking, Senna, what's so scary about that palm tree that you got to aim at it so hard? I was like, is this a play? Is this a bait? But no, looks like a bit of tech.
I thought we were just too stupid to understand what was going on there, but it looks like we are going to disconnect. I mean, I think, we've been talking a lot about Curse and Senna, but I mean, we really need to talk about this backline. I do think that the backline of Orphe and Captain Prash is really good. And I want to mention Orphe on this Kiriko isn't dying. Seriously, did not die on attack, I don't think. Maybe one death, or maybe two, but like just so damn consistent on the Kiriko, because really in this composition with Bull, Kiriko kind of defaults and it is kind of better and has more synergy in a rush composition. She kind of is good at having that close range, consistent healing, kind of similarly to a Moira, if you would say that. But she does have really good survivability and good poke, and she can create some good off angles, and Offie's doing a fantastic job at that. In Captain Prash, I mean, on the Mercy, not only great at healing, but also great at slaying, quite literally, on the Mercy, finding lots of kills so far, for a Mercy, that is. So, definitely the whole roster in general, very good so far, and I'm excited to see them once Senna does join back.
Yeah, and you have to mention it, right? It's unfortunate that we had a player disconnect, and let's be honest, that is what allowed this fight to be on the side of Pistol Shrimp, because the two main kills there were on Senna themselves and on the Mercy that went for the immediate res of Senna. So unfortunate, not to belittle Pistol Shrimp, because they did have a good position. They set their Zen up perfectly on that forward high ground so that they could go for a play like that. So it's not without, I don't want to belittle the play there from Pistol Shrimp, but ultimately a rough situation there. When you're not on land, things are going to happen. It's just something you gotta deal with. I mean, it's just a tale of all tournaments ever, really. I don't think there's ever been a tournament ever that's had 0 players disconnect throughout its entirety. But yeah, both these teams are showing a clash right now. Of course, MaDetho are kind of maybe not streets ahead, if you get my reference, but
Couple houses down. They're a couple houses
down, and it's because this composition, they're just so well practiced at it, whether that's because of their scrims or the coach. Monkey Enjoyer needs to run for their life and just gets back. Now we're in the second point, 5 minutes in the time bank. It's a big time bank to have, but you really want to be controlling this high ground. You cannot let Senna get up there and be uncontested.
Yeah, if Senna is situated on that high ground, she'll rain bullets from up above, and there's nothing you can do about already seeing the pressure being applied onto the backline as well. Mine's coming out from Chorus, so definitely spacing out that backline, and Kirito is going to fall because of that. The backline is so pressured by the Ashe and by those mines from Korra that Kirito falls, and so does Monkey Joya. When you... I honestly, those mines from Korra spacing out Zor and Smackers. How many times have I said mines, Gio? Like, they weren't able to reach the rest of their team, and forcing the Transcendence now as well. Yeah, it's looking like a clumsy fight here from Pistol Shrimp, but they try to get their footing here.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling here, and Senna yet again finding elimination crumble. It's just so strong to set your Ashe up there in the pocket. Pocketing Senna's like pocketing the Terminator themselves. It's just madness here, and Pistol Shrimp are struggling to even get through to begin to take space here, begin to attack this high ground. They're struggling, but there's Kirito. There's a pro of having a flying character.
Yeah, the Tracer can't really do much to contest it, but it looks like Zor is getting contested by Korra on that ball, consistent as ever with that pressure. Backline situated on the point. I don't know if we quite like this because they are very, very vulnerable to an attack, but with Monkey, Enjoyer, and Bread and Kirito as well, really holding up that front line with the aggression, it does allow for a little bit of space. Zor and Smackers will be safe for now.
I like that.
Very nice ult bank for them as well coming into this camp.
Absolutely, they upped the pace, and that's what allowed them to take so much control here. They're setting up to utilize the ults that they do have, both DPS ultimates, but Offie is going to come back with a Kitsune Rush. That's going to be a tough one to deal with. If Kirito can get mines, however, this will pretty much control the point and not allow them to contest.
There's mines you can take a Monkey Enjoyer. The tank is down, but the Kitsune Rush as well from MaDetho, so well placed there on point, forcing Pistol Shrimp back or deleting them in the process. It's going to be a fight win here for MaDetho.
Yep, Senna swap to the Cassidy there from Cowgirl to Cowboy. Now Captain Prash also on the Baptiste and Offie on the Kriko, so no mercy either. This is going to offer a bit of reprieve from the Ashe, but like I talked about, that Cassidy is very strong against the ball because that Magnade is coded to just not miss. And of course the Fan the Hammer, if you get close, but Captain Prash finishes the Echo in the sky.
Yeah, and I mean, this is also a very underrated counter to that ball, as we can see Monkey Enjoy already getting pressured so far, and Smackers, what are you doing? Where are you going? Trying to 1v3 there on the high ground. I mean, hey, I appreciate the sentiment, but you're leaving your Zen in the back all alone, and Curse will find that pick. And it's another fight win here for MaDetho. The positioning error in general from Pistol Shrimps as they again struggle to find their footing.
Already, they have drained 3 minutes from the time bank in this point alone. A very difficult feat that they have been achieving piece by piece, and they still have plenty of aggressive ultimates to utilize. This window's probably going to combo with the High Noon. This is probably something that they have up their sleeve. Otherwise, Prash could just be selfish with it and use it on their own angle.
Yeah, definitely a good way to pressure out the backline of Pistol Shrimp, but it's going to be Zor finding that pressure so far. Akabad onto Korra, falling solo, but a lamp will barely keep them up. Zor finds 2 and pops the Transcendence. They're not letting this fight slip out of their hands like the previous point did, Gio. But the point is... No!
Just as you said the word slip, they fell, the whole banana peel. It was a whole bunch of banana peels. That's upsetting. That was definitely a contestable point, but I think Pistol Shrimp, they just set themselves up for success there. 2 minutes 30 on the board, going into third. Nice aggression here, but Monkey Enjoyer needs to back up. Bread with the Pulse Bomb, but watch out, Kirito getting very close to that EMP, and there is no ultimate that can counteract the EMP on the opposing side. So once Kirito has that, it's going to be a fight-defining win for Pistol Shrimp.
Yeah, we saw a fantastic EMP laid onto the field on Lijiang Gardens by Kirito, definitely finding a great place for that, and the Suzu not timed well enough, unfortunately. Monkey Enjoy finding Senna very, very early in this fight, but there's the Sombra onto Korra, definitely getting pressured out quite a lot there, and the ultimate bank isn't very strong here for MaDetho. They have a High Noon, they have the Kitsune Rush, there's the lamp already forced, and the dive has to come out now. They have no defensive capabilities with that lamp being forced out early, Red being pressured as well. I mean, Captain Prash is definitely doing a large amount of damage on this Baptiste, but Pistol Shrimp are being smart about it here, and they kite back a little bit, and there comes the EMP, laid down onto the field. Will they find the follow-up? Korra falling very low here, Gio, and we're seeing Pistol Shrimp definitely getting a lot of damage in onto MaDetho.
Yeah, if that Kitsune Rush out, MaDetho have a lot of extra damage right now. Pulse Bomb is also clean and ready if required, but not aside of Pistol Shrimp. They're going to back up. Unfortunately for them, that EMP hit a lot of players, but they were all spread out, not one individual to go for. 1 minute remaining, almost below it, and the attacking team They have no aggressive ultimates,
good.
but that's a good opener. No res available. You can come in, you can build that rally and go in with it. Red going low.
Yeah, Zor opening a fight yet again on the Zenyatta. Baptiste now taken out. Pulse Bomb not finding anything. Zor again with the Transcendence, charging these up nice and quickly. For these overtime fights is fantastic, but Smacky's full before they can cast the rally, and now there's only the Zen on point, a vulnerable Glass Cannon who is still finding the value, still finding those picks. Bread and Monkey Joy keeping this point alive, has the Pulse Bomb, lays it down onto the field, but the Suzu is there, and with that window, Bread can't really find the follow-up. Mine's now placed down and recalled into it is Bread, looking soggy there, like a soggy little sandwich. 10 seconds almost ticking down here. Will Pistol Shrimp even manage to get a touch?
10 seconds remaining on their map pick. It's do or die. You need to get in there. It needs to be Bread. It needs to be Kirito. You're so close to EMP. You're so close to Mines. You're so close to so many ultimates that could win them this, but Monkey Jar goes down.
Captain Prash finds the opening pick, and Senna now back on the Widow. It's a great overtime pick to just create that pressure. The one-shot headshot is available. Finds the backline. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And, I mean, yeah, that is another one for Senna. So damn consistent on this hit scan roll. We do see the touch coming out here from Monkey and Joy, and Mines as well, but, I mean, I think it's all she wrote so far here, Joe. I mean, touches coming through, but to no avail, really.
Senna on the Widow is a terrifying thing, and it just dominated the field there. You're very Carpe-esque, Prophet-esque, kind of just swapping onto the Widow and just popping off, because why not? You know, nice one-shots to go in. And here's Zor with this amazing play here on the Zen.
Seamless.
Yeah, Zor was a superstar there for the side of Pistol Shrimp, really stepped up for their team big time and really opened up a lot of opportunities. It's unfortunate because, you know, at the end there, you're so close to Mines. You were even closer to getting that EMP, and the EMP would have led to something. It would have led to a possible even fight win, right? And that could have got you to the end and at least gone for the draw. But unfortunately for them, they just didn't have it in that time. The constant splitting up there by the defense, they know how to control the map so well, and Senna on the Widow just hitting every shot. It's unbelievable. MaDetho, they're up 2 in this first of 4 series.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole roster really showing us a lot of great plays. I mean, I think in general, what we're seeing is just... I think this just Bull being such a strong pick at the moment just is favoring MaDetho. They have Cora, and she's doing incredibly well on the ball. And then you have just, I think, damage boost, and just Mercy's being played a lot. Very strong pick. I mean, I think the game has a good point of balance, but Mercy definitely is, in a lot of situations, a bit of a level above a lot of the other sports in the game at the moment. So being able to have Captain Prash so consistent on the Mercy, as well as the Kiriko, of course, that I mentioned on Ufi, Orphe as well, just living, great showing so far. But I mean, hey, Pistol Shrimp did show us some great things, as we saw Zor on that on the Hanzo, on the Zen in particular. I mean, those are some clean plays from Zor on the Zen. I mean, you love to see it. I think Zen is probably one of my favorites in terms of heroes to see pop off, because it's just so hype, you know, a support that is just able to, at the flick of a switch, destroy a team, and a lot of the time even get a team wipe possibly. So Zor's doing great. Can they carry that over to our next map? We will see. Definitely some momentum there from Hollywood, I do think, on especially second point. They really carried their momentum in second point and got a lot of opening fight wins. Kirito actually proving to us that the Echo can work. And can do the damage that it needs to. Switching over to the Sombra as well, very good pick there as well. So we'll see if they're able to carry that momentum from second point Hollywood. Forget about third point, you've lost the map, move on, carry that momentum that you gained in Hollywood, and keep it going into your third map.
Well, the third map is Escort. The third map is going to be in Monte Carlo. It's that circuit that we are so used to. No, it's not. I'm talking out of my
Orifice.
my mind is all over the place, right? I think you know why Circuit Royale was in my mind, because of Senna's Widow, and I was thinking, oh, I'd love to see that on a Circuit Royale. No, we're not going to Monte Carlo. We're going a little bit south, down the boot of Italy. We're going to Rome. It's Push next. It's Calesio, and there's one thing about Calesio, right? In the middle of that choke, there was these two big glass panes, and I know there's been lots of talk in the community about these two glass panes, because what did they do? Well, they're not very good for flank heroes, because A, you can see through the window, I see you, I know you're there. Two, they're a glass wall, so you can't walk through them. So it means you need to go all the way around, and three, it creates such a corridor of a choke that's why every time you watch Calesio on Overwatch League or Contenders, and you think, wow, it's been 5 minutes and they haven't moved the bot. That's why. It's that choke. It's that specific choke there. And it's because those arches are cut off. So, basically, ball might not be the kind of composition you want to play here on Calesio. You might want to bring out something different. You could bring out your monkey kind of compositions. I know not a really strong pick at the moment, or go for something kind of like Jotes. A lot of teams are finding value with Jotes in their own kind of like unique way, and just taking out the backline. That's what you want to do if that sort of composition. Just get in there, get your target, and eliminating their support line. But we will see very shortly, Crumble, what these teams go for.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Pistol Shrimp favor the Ryan on Lijiang guns. I will not be surprised if they go for it again. But it looks like they're teasing the bull comp again, so I'm not quite sure why you pick a more congested map like Coliseo if you want to still be running the bull comp. I mean, I could be completely waffling here, because even our coach Gio for our team has told us that bull is extremely good on Coliseo. So maybe we're just ill-informed. But, you know, maybe you would want to have gone for something like Esperanza, but both teams coming out again.
I prefer opinionated to ill-informed, actually.
Okay, opinionated. That's better, yeah.
I'm very opinionated. I just don't know how well it works here. The most likely thing to happen is a stalemate in the middle for a long time. Although I do like this Sombra pick. It's different to Senna. Senna's going to be able to set up along sight lines at that choke on the high ground and really get good overview of the map. However, Kirito on the Echo, on the Sombra, is going to allow a lot of scouting, and of course, if you hack, pile drive, slam, there's a lot of damage, but Korra goes down.
Yeah, a bit of an overextension there. You know, you don't really have as much support as Pistol Shrimp do in terms of having the Tracer and the Sombra. You know, your supports are able to commit a lot more to you, but there's Senna on the high ground. You forgot about her, and you let her roll your team as Zor finds that 6 feet under position. Very interesting position there, under the graveyard. But yeah, I mean, you've got to deal with the Ashe, right? Like, if you're Pistol Shrimp, you've got to just go on that first. And it seems like they're trying to contest the ball more so, but I think the issue is Senna. You've got to deal with it. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum. Senna is just an incredibly great player. The lead now going in the way of MaDetho. They can play this nice and slow. Or again with a double. How do you do it? How do you do it? It's the opposite of a curse. It's a blessing. I don't understand.
I don't understand either, Gio. I mean, and also, I mean, we've got to say, I mean, a very quick pulse from charge. About under a minute, I believe, was on the pulse one charge. Curse, hold on to that, and already 30% to another one. So great stuff here from MeDetho so far. But yeah, I mean, the DPS line, you've got to deal with it. But yeah, EMP from Kirito, so we'll see how that comes into effect in this fight.
Yeah, EMP is ready. Nothing really to deal with it other than Captain Prash's ult on the Mercy, and that's not a huge counteraction to it. Here's the EMP.
EMP does come out. Doesn't really manage to find anything. The cleanse is there from Orphe, and now the without coming through. Senna gonna be rezzed up though. You gotta watch for these because Senna will just get rezzed up and be able to live in these fights. Korra, the mine's just so much space there for the side of MaDetho. Zor does find an even out here. Captain Crash falling. Make it 2 on the Zenyatta. Are we gonna see a flip hit? Transcendence 2 here, Gio.
Yeah, a lot of investment coming in. They really want to win this because they cannot let it get to that checkpoint. That's when a snowball gets so hard to turn around. You really want to be winning this fight, and that's why they're investing so much here. It's not a clean win, no, as the bot is being stalled still. MaDetho with plenty of ultimate.
Again! Oh,
Crumble! To what?
God.
To what god? To what Greek god does one need to pray to sacrifice to get this good at Tracer Pulse bombs?
I don't know, but I mean, the backline of Pistol Shrimp is quite literally cursed. They just cannot. They're dying together every single time to these pulse bombs. And I mean, I think it's credit to Curse just placing. Like, I don't think they've actually missed a pulse bomb so far, which is ridiculous. Coming into this next fight, Pistol Shrimp do have some nice sustain for them. And it goes to the EMP, and the rally comes out early here. We'll see how that takes into effect.
Yeah, that checkpoint's unlocked. It's a big milestone here. It's so hard to get back to it. Hex pulling on the rally. The elimination's coming in. But they are going to get those forward spawns. Perhaps, yeah, Curse does, and Korra does, I think, just get it as well. So they are nice and forward in position, immediately ready to take it out. But you do want to unlock your own checkpoint. Big Pulse Bomb coming out, only finds 1, but for some reason in this game, 1 isn't enough. You're looking for those double kills here of the Pulse Bombs, apparently not quite finding it.
Yeah, Senna now on the Sojourn and Counter Crash on the Lucio, so they're looking for a little bit more consistency here, but the EMP there from Kirito is the consistent thing in this fight, always finding that great value here, as now that was the kind of the fight when they needed to actually get some real good momentum here on the push, and we'll see it coming up to quite an open section here. Senna has the high ground, you better watch out for them.
I hear boss music. Crumble, Curse has Pulse Bomb. Curse has Pulse Bomb.
Oh,
Alert
God.
everyone. Curse
Oh,
has the Pulse Bomb. I'm terrified. And so should Pistol Shrimp be.
Yeah, I mean, that Hex already falling, so, you know, not going to be able to delete both members of the backline, going to be hopping onto it. But that is a scythe hanging over the heads of Pistol Shrimp, really. Curse is so damn good on this Tracer. Just always managing to catch those kills, catch Pistol Shrimp off guard.
Is anyone counting? How many double kills has Curse had with the Pulse Bomb?
We'll look at the VOD after.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's a natural. And yes, some of them might be due to a bit of a misplay.
Okay. Oh, still finds 1
How
though.
did that still get 1? Okay, you know what? Not a double kill. I'll suffice to say, it's still a good pick though because Zor had Transcendence.
Yeah, now they're gonna have to use that rally to sustain. It's just not as much burst sustain as that Transcendence. The Transcendence, you cannot kill anyone in this Transcendence, where you can still burst down someone with the barrage effect, but they're using it quite well. They're keeping members up, and Counter Crash a bit out of position. They're going to be called off. Monkey and Joy now falling, so they don't have the ball, but Hex now is showing that they can also get that value. Bread on the Tracer as well, not the only Tracer in the lobby, able to clean up nicely, but Zora's back, and they're the real vacuum here, cleaning up for Pistol Shrimp.
Yeah, and if you had noticed there, they did not unlock their forward spawn during that push. So they will not have any forward spawns, despite the fact that they respawned in time. Mine's ready here for Korra. Kirito, however, so close to EMP. They need to come up big with this one, because they haven't found value with it as so far.
Here it comes, finds 3, Captain Crash, Curse, and Korra, but the Suzu is so damn good. Beat comes out as well from Captain Crash here. And the support line of MeDetho, they're not letting this fight go down, but neither is Zor, using the Transcendence, trying to keep the backline alive. But look at the amount of space that's been created here for MeDetho. Even if they haven't found a team win, like a fight win here, I mean, they're forcing back Pistol Shrimp so damn far.
That's the thing, you win one fight and you realize you've got another 2 to go. That's the thing about push. Once you're in the backseat, it's so difficult. Curse missed a Pulse Bomb. It's possible.
Oh my god, but there is Senna. You forget about Senna on the hit scan roll. So damn consistent. On the Ash, on the Cass, on the Sojourn even. It does not matter. Mines have come out here from Monkey and Joy, but I mean, Korra, we've seen such better space-making mines. You really got to match that. Rally comes out here from Hex. They want that sustain. looking to push back in this fight. But here is the Overclock, and I'm expecting magical things here from Senna.
Yeah, it's a very strong ultimate, however. Lots of crowd control being put onto them. It's difficult to find value. Bread is very close to a pulse bomb, but gets eliminated.
Yeah, that ultimate will not be able to be utilized here in this fight. Bread falling, as you said, to Senna. But there is Zor, finds Curse on that Tracer, so no Tracers on either side. But there is Senna. You gotta watch out for that slide as Senna goes in, finds 2. Suzu as well, very nicely placed there by Orphe to try keep Senna up, and it looks like momentum's going on the side of Pistol Shrimp, but I mean, the backline's still alive, might be staggered here.
Yeah, they're gonna get caught out. Hex goes down to Captain Prash on the Lucio. Very strong Lucio, historically, that we've seen in this tournament and others. Pulse Bomb comes out, and Bread almost gets a double, but that...
the
Suzu, yeah, steals the ball. That forward spawn not yet unlocked.
You're distracting the Kiriko in order to, like, I'm pretty sure Orphe TP'd there and Suzu. So actually, nice baiting out the abilities there is gonna fall as well to Kirito. And I mean, Pistol Shrimp, definitely great fight win there. But I mean, they are coming into some strong ultimates here from MeDetho, both support ultimates. So how they're gonna be able to kite back from that, we'll have to see.
So Shrimp have struggled to find value with the EMP, but Kirito is ready with it. And if they can win this fight, they might unlock their forward spawn and possibly take the lead. This is a very important fight on the 1 minute mark here. Pistol Shrimp need to come up big, but Curse with a pulse bomb again!
Yeah, approaching last fight territory and having your Brigitte full so close to that rally as well. We're actually going to see the same coming through from MeDetho. They want to win this fight nicely. They're going to use that beat really aggressively. And that's actually interestingly, how we're seeing Captain Prash utilize a lot of their beats is really, really aggressively, and I quite like it.
When someone is cursed, you might think that a hex was put on them. But right now, there's synergy between Curse and Hex on opposing sides. A la Curse's Pulse Bomb just seems to be magnetically attached to Hex every time it's ready. That poor Brigitte getting absolutely bullied.
Yeah, and I mean, Kirito definitely going to be prone to bullying there, as the EMP did not find any value yet again. Orphe is, Suzuing all these hacks time and time again. Bread does find a nice trade there with the Suzu, but now forward spawns have been again. I mean, they can't even touch it.
Yeah, no touch at the end, just in time. So what does that mean, folks? It's a match point here for MaDetho. And oh, here it is. Which one is it? Which one of the pulse bombs may it be? Oh, it's not this one where Hex bashes into Zor. Oh boy, that's so unfortunate, right? You can't plan for stuff like that, right? You can scrim your entire career and not do that as a brick, and then the one time it happens, it's on stream. It's unfortunate, but yes, match point here in our first of 4 grand finals. We are at the precipice of an absolute sweep here for MaDetho. However, we're going to go to a short break, give these players some rest before we go into Escort and what could be, Crumble, potentially the final map of this grand final series. We'll be right back with you in a few minutes.
Atlas Nemesis Showdown is brought to you by the Goats Revived Overwatch Pugs Discord server, home of weekly Goats pickup games, events, giveaways, and more. Atlas Nemesis Showdown desk mats are now on sale for $20 at GhostRevivedShop.com. All proceeds go towards the next Atlas Ran Overwatch tournament, which is in June. Shout out to Wildcard for the tournament banner artwork. The GhostRevivedShop.com, the official merchandise of the Goats Revived Overwatch Discord server. All store proceeds go back into funding community events such as the Atlas Nemesis Showdown. If you're in need of teammates, you can find your team on teams.gg. Meet players like you based on your skill level, preferred roles, and which heroes and game modes you'd like to play. Connect with like-minded players and find your new gaming buddies on teams.gg. Hello and howdy everyone, welcome back to this intense brawl we are seeing laid out before us. Match point here to the side of MaDetho. It is intense, it is all on the line here for both teams. MaDetho one map win for that grand finals victory. And Pistol Shrimp, they are on the edge of their seats. They are sweating at the temple, Gio, because if they lose this map, it is over. And all they can come home with is a silver medal.
Yeah, I mean, right now they've brought a pistol to a pulse bomb fight, and it ain't going so well for them. They are at it's match point, right? They are at the edge right now. If they want to win this grand finals, it's going to have to be a solid journey, a long journey back. And hey, what's synonymous with a long journey? It's those routes in America, that Route 66. Buy the diner, get yourself some pie, maybe get yourself a map win here. It's certainly the time to do so, as we are on the precipice of a MeDetho swipe here in the grand finals to take the crown as your Atlas champions. And Route 66 crumble, I think it's going to be shock and horror. My prediction, breaking ball. I think that might be what we see.
Yeah, I need a slice of pie just to cool my nerves because, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I think ball comp is great, but we've seen a lot of it, and I mean, you know, I say that with a sour tone on my tongue, but really, I mean, when we're seeing at this high level, you know, with calling for heroes players here. I mean, the level of gameplay is extremely high, so even when, you know, we are seeing this very similar composition come out every single map, it's still a great showing, you know, and I kind of feel bad for Pistol Shrimp here because, as we can see there in the map selection screen, I mean, they've chosen 3 maps, and MaDetho has done extremely well against them on every single one. I'm really curious to see if we're going to see any Hail Mary compositions here, Gio, but only time will tell. Oh! Maybe oh wow, okay. Okay,
well, this wasn't what I was expecting.
Cool,
I've certainly been stumped by this. Okay, so in the business we call this a Hail Mary, also known as a haymaker throw. This is an absolute throw it at the wall, see what sticks, what's going to land. We have Ramatra coming out with that well, no skins on, but of course we could have that Poseidon skin. Oh wait, no. Does it? It's a Poseidon? I don't know. I don't know the skins, but this isn't a Poseidon tournament. It's an Atlas tournament. The wrong Greek mythology character. Curse opening up on a Widow and not on Tracer at the moment. Probably will go on that immediate switch. Center on the legs. I love this as a choice. You don't see legs come out often. Sprint around the map, getting their marathon in already on Big Earls.
Yeah, we're seeing legs, we're seeing thighs, we're seeing all kind of picks coming out here from center. Clearly very well versed on the hit scan, knowing how to play these roles. Close hold here from Pistol Shrimp. I actually quite like this. Remarks are very good at holding, but Korra is very good at that displacement. Maywood doesn't quite find Korra there. And counter pressure actually on this Ana, interestingly. Center does find the opening pick onto Bread, who is definitely a vulnerable hero here in this composition. You know, the Junk Rat, very easy to kind of get out of position there. Still holding close though, so I mean, it's a very weird matchup here. We have the Brawl versus Displacement and Poke here in this close range.
I don't know who's been cooking and I don't know who let them cook, but for some reason it's taken a while to dislodge it. Finally the mine's coming out, but Bread finds elimination.
An anti-nade is so crucial there from Captain Crash. I mean, they invested the damn coalescence here, Gio, because they wanted to keep Monkey and Joy up. But I mean, already a minute and a half put down there. Kirito actually does find Captain Crash, so we're seeing this Hail Mary snow down, suffocate Pistol Shrimp here in this fight. They I mean, they're still touching Gio. I don't even know what to say here.
They're burning so much time off the bank with this close hold, and historically, you usually see this as a rhyme, but the fact that Ramatras come out for it does work pretty well. Seemingly, Blizzard's ready, but so is that Kitsune Rush and Visor from MaDetho.
Nano Visor coming out here. Monkey Joy finding the honor so early in this fight. Oh no, not a Nano Visor, it's a Nano Curse. So, I mean, Nano Tracer doesn't really have the best sustain, you know, still has that 150 HP. Ultimate's not really utilized very, very well there because will prevail no matter what. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Curse. I'm so damn sorry. Because now the fight has been completely flipped on its head, right? So, but with that said, Joe, I mean, that time I did get drained a lot by Pistol Shrimp. They almost have some key ultimates here in this contest with the Annihilation and the Bob.
You know what? They've thrown a bunch of wacky ingredients together, and honestly, what they found was a time-draining comp. They have 90 seconds and another fight here with this Bob-based composition. Curse, however, has something to say about it. Bread does have Bob to contest and do something, but this is going to be tough to push into. Lots of big ultimates here, like the mines themselves.
Mine split off the support line and catch Bread off guard, so that Bob won't be available. I'm actually shocked here, right? Because Monkey Joy nearly had the Annihilation, was about 80%, and switched onto the ball. I mean, I feel like the Ramattra was working there. I'm not quite sure what the call was.
I mean, ultimately, you did want to switch to the ball, and the Annihilation would have maybe lasted a couple seconds because of how mobile everyone is. It's just an absolute shooting range right now. The main sad thing was Bread, who was 99.9999% to Bob and was eliminated there. Very good mines from Cora. She has had amazing mine placements throughout, absolutely splitting up the map, and the makeshift not only comp but roster here of Pistol Shrimp ain't working. A charm and curse again.
Doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss.
Always, I don't know if they're a sticker glue because they are so damn sticky. I mean, just always sticking the pulse bombs. I mean, they might as well be playing Cassidy. Like it's almost like a magnetic ray. It's just going straight to the support line every time. And when you have that backline pressure and you have Senna on the front line, just that alone is scary. And then Cora consistently on the ball. I mean, they have the Casino Rush here in this last fight, Geo, but will Shrimp manage to find some value with this Bob?
Needs to press Q for sure. Has had it for quite some time. Is there even a touch? Yes, just in time. Bob going to come out looking to do something. Good placement, not quite contesting. However, the other Bob almost cancels EMP. That was so close.
EMP does come out, and then there, Bread's Bob finds the value. Finds Senna's Bob as well as Cora. Res didn't actually come through there. The hack came down from Kirito to cancel out that res, but all members of Pistol Shrimp are very low. They don't have a lot of burst healing with Zen Briggs, so MeDetho might be able to hold things together and re-engage on this fight with some flair up their sleeve. The mines again from Cora. Captain Crash going in, fight one.
No, don't do it. Don't do it to them.
Come on, the pressure from the Mercy. I mean, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, Joe.
When the captain gets their Glock out, you need to respect outstanding.
That's my vote.
Well, outstanding stuff to watch, but yeah, 2 minutes 47 remaining on their attack here. Good time. Now we're on a narrow field here. Those ashes are going to come into effect much more. Well, I say ashes, a plural. Only one ash right now because Bread has swapped there to that Tracer. Try and get something done. Curse got Pulse Bomb, however, and you know that they're going to get someone with it. It's written on the wall.
Yeah, Hex, you gotta watch out. A Pulse Bomb is definitely going in that direction, but Kirito actually do manage to find the Ash and the Mercy there. So already a 3v5 situation, and Bread kind of the curse there. Lovely job. And yeah, I mean, a nice rally to stay in the fight and good positioning from Shrimp.
Yeah. And now we're going to be under 2 minutes as this next fight commences. It's a decent time drawing out here from the defense. Monkey Enjoyer with those mines going to be able to control the map here on their defensive fight, and it will be looking good for them unless Curse just pulse bombs everyone.
I mean, pulse bomb comes out from Bread, not able to find anything as the Suzu has been utilized.
I'm terrified.
There it goes! Oh, and it finds two! Of course it does! Curse ever consistent on that damn Tracer. And, I mean, MaDetho, they're finding that space. And this is what always happens to Gio. Curse manages to get a pick or two with the pulse bomb or not, and then Senna has free damn reign of these long sidelines. And Pistol Shrimp, they have the mine, and they have the EMP though, so they do have good resources for this contest.
I'm beyond shocked at how often Curse pops off here. The EMP finally with a good combo with that pile drive is going to force the attackers back, but the mines were forced out at the end, and to very little effect there, unfortunately. The defenders, they still have their Transcendence. Kirito goes down, but that Transcendence there is going to be very helpful here, especially with this rush coming out from Alfie. And of course, Korra has been amazing at splitting up the map. If you Transcendence for the mines, you can just explode all the mines yourself and sort it all out.
Yeah, I mean, that Transcendence is going to be forced from the mines. Not able to save Bread, though, unfortunately, with that Transcendence. Both support ultimates coming out from Orphe and Captain Prash, Rally and Custodian Rush. The sustain is immeasurable here from MeDetho. They don't really have anything offensive to utilize. Hex is on that rally, close to it, 85% and counting. That's where the eyes are in this team fight. Curse throwing a pulse bomb, manages to find Zor and finds Kirito as well with that beautiful tracking. Rally comes out, but to no avail, and that will be 0.3 caps. But I mean, you gotta hand it to Pistol Shrimp. They really did come out on top on that first point. Came out something we didn't expect, and held their own on the defense in general.
Yes, 1-6 away from the Devils. Number 6-6 is going to be the time bank, and it's doable. It's definitely an achievable time bank. So Route 66 is often not seen to go all the way. It's one of those maps that usually gets caught up, but 6 seconds is an opportunity, a ladder out of this hole for Pistol Shrimp to strike with a strong attack and get a much better time bank. Of course, what you're looking for is at least maybe a minute. Try and secure yourself at least a handful more fights, right? And fights in Overwatch, generally 20 to 30 seconds is what we kind of say. You know, 30 seconds, you'd say final fight territory kind of situation, and that's what you want. But of course, they got to finish the map first, and that might be a journey that we don't see the end of. It's definitely time for Pistol Shrimp to dig deep and find that synergy that they have been lacking due to these off rolls and these substitutions that they've had to make. It's time for them to basically show what they're made of here and give it back to MeDetho.
It's all on the line here. Pistol Shrimp, they cannot get held here. They need to find the value that they've been looking for this entire time. They need to look to shut down Senna and Curse here. The DPS up on MaDetho. That comes through onto Korra. Going to be Suzu'd out, and Zor falling very low on the Zenyatta. The pressure ever prevalent there from the DPS lineup. Nice slam coming out from Monkey. Definitely creating some value there on the high ground, displacing the Ashe just a little bit. Hack coming through on Korra. The burst damage is there, but barely kept up by Orphe and Captain Prash. So damn consistent, these supports on the side of MaDetho, but the hack coming out again that you can see here, Joe. They are trying to focus down Korra, but I mean, the support is just so damn good. And I mean, this point coming around this next corner here, we'll see this fight lay out here as Bread finds an opening pick.
Yeah, finally an open pick comes out. Finding Curse is an amazing one. You see slivers of health there, but still healed up by the support lineup of MeDetho. Senna.
Oh, yeah, Bread getting caught out, so now it's a 4v4 situation, but Curse will be very easily, cleanly, and quickly back in this fight on that Tracer. Senna getting hacked up again. Now Curse in the back line. Zor better watch out. Gotta watch out for that tracer, but the hack comes through! That's a very well placed hack there by Kirito, who now almost has that EMP. Mine's coming through from Monkey, the res coming through from Captain Prash, but it gets cancelled out by the EMP. Maybe a bit of an overall, but they want this down first point, and they want it bad. Still good ult bank coming through onto second, but I mean, second, Gio, those long sight lines from center, you gotta watch out for it.
I mean, sure, yeah, but you gotta pat Pistol Shrimp on the back. They have much more time here than MaDetho had. That oddball composition that we were all scratching our heads at the very start had worked out, and now they have 4 minutes 30 to push forward. They've got the ultimates to do so. Bread can come up big with the pulse bomb, but of course, you know, it's Curse that we've seen be so consistent on it, and well, their support lineup has both of their ults at the moment.
Yeah, we're already seeing Hex. They know it. Look, they're splitting Arpeggio. They don't want to allow Cus to get another 2K, but Ash doesn't find anything with the Pulse Bomb. An absolute misplacement there of the Pulse Bomb. Kirito's going to be able to find the pick onto Cus as well. Hack coming through onto Senna, and we can see Kirito being the pivoting point of this attack for the side of Pistol Shrimp, doing so much, hacking the Bob, getting the picks onto Cus, finding the hack onto Senna as well. We are going to see the res coming through. Cus still alive in this fight now, but the slam coming onto the high ground. That's a lot of damage coming in. Suzu forced so damn early. Hex has some nice sustain in this fight, so if they do get pressured out by this Casino Rush, they have something to combat that. Monkey and Joy definitely creating a lot of space here on the ball, but Senna's the one to find the first pick.
Yeah, and Brett didn't get anything with that pulse bomb either, so now you're both down an ult and a player, but that's a nice trade, and the mines are going to come out, and like you said, you still have Rally to counteract the fact that you've lost Zor if they want to keep in this fight.
The res coming through onto Curse, though, I don't believe they're really going to be able to find it. But like we've said, I mean, their time bank was so fantastic coming into second that, I mean, 3 minutes is still a very respectable time bank coming into second, utilizing those mines there. Cora trying to get some ult shot. But yeah, I mean, still a decent time bank for them, for sure.
Sure. Captain Prash has really been surviving a lot on the Mercy, and it's certainly... It's something to say about their movement, or is it something to say about the fact that maybe the target priority for the Mercy is a little bit missed? Either way, they're very close to point 2. That EMP is getting closer and closer to being ready, and Hex has been holding on to this rally. Gotta watch out, the Hex isn't taken out by this pulse bomb coming up.
Yeah, comes through, doesn't find anything. So now Curse is cursed himself. Not able to find 2 pulse bomb in a row. Rally is great to sustain. Kirito's coming back with the EMP. We're watching for it. Avoid them mines, Kirito. Gotta watch out. I think they're waiting for those mines to disappear, or waiting for them to break. Definitely looking for it.
Of course. Don't want to die to the mines. But yeah, you waited too long. Unfortunately, yeah, you wanted to wait for the mines, but that just gave opportunity. It's all about who takes initiative in Overwatch, and, well, it was MeDetho who had the initiative. They have already burned a nice 2 minutes and 30 plus seconds here on their defense. They still have this rush. However, Kirito has the EMP again and ready. There still isn't any defensive ultimate to really help against it other than the protection. Zuzu, and Zor goes down on the entry. It's a disaster, honestly.
The peel for Hex was good there, but still fell in that fight. The backline for Pistol Shrimp is really getting dealt a bad hand here. I mean, with the pressure coming from Senna and Cora just being so damn consistent at be able to displace as well. Captain Rash does find themselves hacked up here. We need to see this EMP coming out soon. I mean, the time back is just draining down. Only 60 seconds really on the board left. And with such a huge time back, we're expecting big things here from Pistol Shrimp. Here comes EMP. It finds Cora, Senna, and Captain Prash sent into the Shadow Realm. We see Cora does get that trade there, but Zor, consistent as ever, does manage to find the Tracer. And the picks are in favor here. Mines as well to seal the deal, and although it took them a while to get it going, a very great fight win there for Pistol Shrimp.
Yeah, and this is still better time than MeDetho had on their 3rd point. Ending this with the time in the bank, and possibly even better time than MeDetho, is definitely possible. You do have to watch out. Cora got these mines, and Cora really controls the map when mines are available. Definitely worth looking out for. Bob also ready to control on the point. Zor does have the Transcendence, but I don't think you need them in this next fight.
Yeah, mines did come out pretty early from Korra, and definitely not one of the better mines we've seen, but hey, I mean, Curtis is going to be finding picks whether you like it or not. Slime comes onto the high ground, Susie Force, I believe. Casino Rush cast down onto point, so we want to see MaDetho, I guess, here, kind of spacing back Pistol Shrimp. They want to burn down this time bank, even if they're not chasing the kills, they want to burn it down as best as they can.
Also allows them to take position on this high ground with their Brigida and kind of create a nice solid defense. But here's the entry with the rally. Curse, Bread, both have Pulse Bomb. Transcendence comes out. Curse misses theirs. The curse is over for Pistol Shrimp, but can Pistol Shrimp get this all the way? 1 minute remaining. Pulse Bomb ready for Bread, but gets taken out.
Yeah, now we're really kind of eyes on Kirito in this next minute or so to find a fantastic EMP like we have seen before. Recall Force there by Curse, and Pistol Shrimp, you can see how scared they are. They're being so damn careful, because really, I mean, all they need, even if they cap it on overtime, they still get some time on that first one attacking, and so they're really playing it careful.
30 seconds on the board. Will this be the last fight of the Atlas tournament? Will this be the grand finals here? EMP.
It finds 4 here. Senna finding a trade, though, so the Tracer can't be there to support the follow-up with a Monkey. That's a gargantuous mistake there by Pistol Shrimp. Bread falling so early and the EMP not be able to find the value. All they have is these mines and the Pulse Bomb. 10 seconds on the board, Gio. MeDetho don't have anything up their sleeve. They might be able to get the Casino Rush. Slam comes down onto point. Hack coming there onto Korra. They need to find that pressure, but Korra's been so damn consistent with the mines. They wall off that point with the mines. Still getting caught very, very low there, nearly close to that Transcendence, but gets taken out with Curse. Touch comes through. It's all or nothing here for Pistol Shrimp. The grand finals depend on it. And the ults are now here for MaDetho. Curse has the Pulse Bomb. They've been consistent before. Can they find the backline? Korra's mines will find Bread, though. And now with the rally coming online, the sustain is tried to be had by Pistol Shrimp. The touch barely even comes out from Hex. Consistency will throw out. We saw a good first point defense, but it's about that damn consistency as MaDetho show us a 4-0 in our grand finals.
There you have it, folks. Your champions are MaDetho with a very, very clean sweep here. 4-0 and very warranted. Korra gets the play of the game here. She has been controlling every map she's been on with this Wrecking Ball, been an outstanding leader in a lot of these fights for MaDetho, an absolutely earned victory here for the team. Congratulations. They ended it with one hell of a bang.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we say this every single time a team has a really dominant map win rate on a match, but I don't think a 4-1 is really representative of Pistol Shrimp. They came out on Route 66 and it really could have gone either way. It could have. I mean, the mechanics just weren't in favor of MaDetho. They just found the picks. I mean, it's a shame. We saw, you know, these Hail Marys that we see come out on these last maps from a lot of teams that are down 3-0. They never really, or 2-0, they never really find that much value. You know, they're kind of, like you say, they throw something at the wall and oftentimes it doesn't stick. But it's such a shame that Pistol Shrimps, they don't find value when they just came up with something so creative, then managed to take down a time bank on first point. They really put up a fantastic fight on Route 66. But I mean, that's a 4-0 win for the side of MaDetho, and I mean, it's definitely well deserved. For sure.
Yeah, definitely well earned. They played out their mind today. I mean, the amount of star players that they have, like, you just have the amount of fingers on your hand to be able to count them, right? Because it is 5. All of them really showed up here, from Captain Prash whipping the pistol out to Korra controlling the map, into Curse's ability to, I don't know, did they do like some sort of rain dance before this crumble to actually put a curse or a hex on their opponents to get double pulses as often as we saw it? I mean, yeah, at the end they missed a few, but ultimately all curses end but a blessing in disguise. Yeah, Atlas Nemesis Showdown champions, and well earned, both these teams from the same group, and they made it all the way. And we will be getting some interviews with players in a moment, Crumble, so we'll get to hear from their perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key thing to MaDetho's when they're on Route 66, I mean, we were talking about Curse being so damn consistent with these pulse forms, but on Route 66, not so much. I don't think there was as much pressure. It didn't feel like their Curse was really doing as much, but then again, like we said, there are 5 all-star players here on the side of MaDetho. When, maybe Curse isn't performing so well on Route 66, Cora and Senna are still there. They are still there, and they're doing so well, so consistently. And I mean, that's really, like I said, in those last moments, consistency will throughout. If you just get those consistent opening picks, okay, if Pistol Shrimps, if they get a couple fight wins, which are like bam, huge EMP, huge mines, and they just get a crazy fight win all of a sudden, that's great. But the consistency is what matters here. If you consistently find those opening picks, you will win. Overwatch 2 is definitely, Overwatch 1, as we all know, ultimates were kind of the name of the game. I mean, yes, opening picks happen here and there, but Overwatch 1, I mean, who remembers GOATs, right? Like, that was all it was. It was about the ultimates. But in Overwatch 2, it's a very different landscape where, you have that power as an individual to get the opening pick, especially because there are less bodies on the field as well. If you get the opening pick, you can really easily get a fight win. It turns the tides very, very well. So,
yeah,
I'll say again, just for the sake of it, consistency will throw out, and that is what we saw from the winners of our grand finals for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're doing like an official MVP, right? But like the amount of people that could be the MVP is too many to even have one, right? Because everyone played so well, and I can't wait to ask questions of some of these players if we do get a bit of an interview going. Especially, of course, I want to know the details of the pulse bomb.
The ritual.
Yeah,
Pulse bomb ritual.
the ritual, yeah, because I want to know how I do that in my own games. I want to learn how to be a champion of the Atlas Nemesis Showdown because, 4 different groups, right? You're not only better than who was in your group, you're better than everyone in all the groups, right? You are defining yourself. Yeah, you are the creme de la creme, you could say. Yes, very tasty. Very lovely stuff. And hey, we have someone in from the winning team. It is the support connoisseur, the Captain Prash. Welcome. And
Hello.
congratulations. Yeah, so I mean, Grumble, what are you thinking? What's your questions here?
Okay, first of all, very nice Valk on Colosseo, 2 kills.
Thank you.
Lovely. My main question, I mean, the support line pretty much didn't change at all. On Route 66 first point, we did see the Ana come out from you. But, like, the Kiriko Mercy, how does that work fundamentally? The main thing, how are you and Offrey just not dying? Because it didn't seem like you guys were really pressured anyway. Was that a positioning thing? Did you just actually not feel pressured by the DPS or anyone on the side of Pistol Shrimps? Like, what was the story behind you guys just living forever on support?
So it's unironically in what you've said, so it does come down to many other gameplay fundamentals, but to narrow it down and obviously to save time, it just comes down to positioning and like the actual composition and like what they're playing. Like they had Sombra Tracer and they could have just like played to like, perma go for backline, but it doesn't work like that. If you just try 3-2-1, you need to stage it, and it's not as simple as you just go in and you go fast. You just have to, and if you're aware of that, there's 2 ways you can basically play into it, and that's either you match that aggression or you decide, okay, well, we know that that's what they're going to do. You just clear them out, and then you then play for the second hit, which is what I basically read in between each fights. And since I was calling for these lot, I was like, okay, we chill here, and then, okay, we can do that instead. Like, it was just very in between, and you can pick and choose whatever you want to do in the mid fight and how you really want to play it. But yeah, like I kept on calling for Orphe, look, I'm gonna get focused here, so just care me, and likewise we were just bouncing with each other. But other than that, it was just mainly purely communication and just consistent information, like where we could move, where we could position, etc.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that in the way that you guys were playing because that ball comp relies so heavily on communication that
Mhm.
the level that you were executing at, you could tell that the communication was just there. What was the communication when you saw? I don't really know what the composition to call it was, but the initial defense by the opponents on Shrimp on Route 66, that Ramatra kind of hiding in the cave
Well,
competition.
yeah.
Yeah, what was the communication there when you saw what they were running and when it started to actually drain the time bank a bit?
So, so it was partially semi-scouted. Like we only saw like their RAM, and we're thinking, okay, they're like kind of just playing brawl comp with RAM because it's unironically is like also a good fundamental comp. But at the same time, when after a certain while, when you then press tab and then the entire team comp shows, I
Yeah.
realized that they were playing a very wacky comp, and I was just like, okay, guys, like we can just chill. Like they're doing a cheesy strat, and like it worked on Overwatch 1, so the fundamentals there was just no different at all. So I like that's when you saw me go the Ana pick, and I was just like, all right, let me just go for nades. We can just draw stuff out like resources, etc. We just let Cora, do bull stuff, and like let Curse just hit the griddy with Kovacs and just look for one clips, like combined with my nades, etc. And it's a good strat and it's a good hold, but eventually over time it does lose because of ults. So if played properly, it can be countered, but it's just more of being well prepared for the fight that matters most with that kind of close hold. But it's a smart play by them, to be fair.
Nice. Well, you guys are now champions, and that puts you apart from the rest of the groups in the Atlas Nemesis Showdowns. We've also seen you around the community. You know, you're a popular player. I've casted you a few times myself, and obviously we've seen a few of your other teammates around in other big tournaments. What do you think separates someone who plays in a tournament and someone who becomes the champion of a tournament?
Not even just in a tournament like this. When it comes to anything in general, it all comes down to preparation. It doesn't really matter, like if the tournament is big or small, right? It comes down, honestly, it comes down to mental and preparation. Like, even in other tourneys that I've played in, like such as LAN, etc. Like, especially if you're in a physical environment where you got to care other external factors, like you just got to be mentally zoned in for yourself, and it just comes down to who wants it more, and also who's the most prepared, because sometimes you can win purely off of mental hunger, so like the dedication to win, or if it just comes down to just preparation and who just understands the game and knows how to, it's like chess where you can just play different openings or different moves, so you just know what to do whenever, and you can pick and choose when you want to do stuff.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just for our last question, is there any shout outs that you'd like to mention? Any people that, maybe behind the scenes that, definitely deserve to share this win with you guys?
Honestly, just shout out to all the teammates that I'm playing with. Like, we are playing on ping, and it's significantly impactful on my DPS players especially, and sometimes my tank depending on what heroes they play. But for someone like me, I'm kind of used to playing with ping because I played in NA recently for like the Pro-Am, but it's fine. But I know for the others, they obviously mainly play in EU, and I wouldn't say tilt was present, but there was like definitely annoyance with like the ping, where it's like, okay, there's certain moments where they shouldn't have died because of ping, and
Right.
like, oh, if they like, maybe if they just pressed it earlier, but like we had to kind of anticipate things slightly in advance because of the actual ping difference. But I know there was like also kind of players from like other regions also competing on ping, but especially for a team that doesn't play on ping normally, like it's definitely impactful. So shout out to my teammates for keeping their calm and their mental. Like they adapted very well towards the end.
Very nice. Well, thank you, Captain Prash, for joining us for an interview. We'll let you get back to your team to celebrate.
Thank you for having me.
Well, there we are, Crumble. Another champion made. Yeah, you heard it there. Preparation, mental. You can win it off the want to win alone, and we certainly saw that here in the Atlas Nemesis tournament. And you can see it already on the screen. The next tournament is going to be in June. The next event will be in June, so keep an eye out on all the relevant socials and announcement channels around Atlas Gaming and go to Revived, etc. etc. Because I mean, Goats Revived is a great community. I mean, we've worked with them as well in terms of setting up like transatlantic showdowns of goats matches, and we've seen them played against different communities. So it's a great thing to get involved with, and they're very active with their events. So absolutely get involved if you haven't. It's definitely something to get into. Grumble, any last words?
I mean, just, well done to both teams. Gave up a fantastic fight. Thank you to production, as always. BPL Star Production, always top notch.
The marathon today.
Better than Overwatch League. We all know it, and we all want to say it. So, yeah, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And yeah.
Don't forget to laugh loud and love yourself, folks. Good night.
Atlas Nemesis Showdown is brought to you by the Goats Revived Overwatch Pugs Discord server, home of weekly Goats pickup games, events, giveaways, and more. Atlas Nemesis Showdown desk mats are now on sale for $20 at GhostRevivedShop.com. All proceeds go towards the next Atlas Ran Overwatch tournament, which is in June. Shout out to Wildcard for the tournament banner artwork. The GhostRevivedShop.com, the official merchandise of the Goats Revived Overwatch Discord server. All store proceeds go back into funding community events such as the Atlas Nemesis Showdown. If you're in need of teammates, you can find your team on teams.gg. Meet players like you based on your skill level, preferred roles, and which heroes and game modes you'd like to play. Connect with like-minded players and find your new gaming buddies on teams.gg.
Need someone to